among tips, there is what you call honor. Are you following me, sir? PDP had a zoning arrangement that for 8 years, power resided in the south. And that was Obasanjo, he was there for 8 years. Now it was turned for the north to produce their own president. And they did with Yaradua for 4 years. I mean, before 4 years, he died. And then our own current president now completed his term. And then when it was time for another election in 2011, the Northerners said, look, we have not completed our term. Allow us to complete the 8 years we have agreed upon. PDP now came up with political arrangement and said, no, PDP maintains zoning system, but Jonathan can run. That was a political, I don't know how to call it. That was a political mistake. How can you say PDP maintains zoning system and Jonathan can run?
At the end of the day,
yes, at the end of the day,
that's their internal politics.
I agree with
Nigerians ultimately determine.
Don't be angry, eh? Now Jonathan came in and said, okay, allow me to run, even though it is not at my turn, but give me only one term. And within that one term, I will effect all the changes. It's there. We saw it in the papers. We went to America and said it and said, give me just 4 more years. And I'm going to effect the change.
You have it on
It's on tape. It's on radio. I mean, everywhere. It's on paper. Go and Google what President Jonathan said when he was coming in. He said, just one term, 4 years. And I will effect all the changes. And I will leave power. It's there in the papers. Why is you journalists don't read again? It's there. Then after 4 years, what is happening now is that 2015 now is that Jonathan now says, oh, I can run again because the constitution allows me to do it.
The thing about
that is the crisis in the PDP, my brother. That is Genesis. Right, say the way it is, and Nigeria will be a better country.
The thing about that is this, because I mean, if you say it is the way it is,
yes,
and the member of the party comes and says you're not the member of the party,
yes,
this is not what it is. They can found you faulty.
Yeah.
They can find an argument on that.
Okay.
But the thing about that is this: even though yes, you've stated this, at the end of the day, that's their own arrangement. It's their own internal politics.
And I'm a key follower of PDP because that's the political party in power.
But
yeah,
they came to Nigerians.
Okay.
What did Nigerians do?
Now, when they came to Nigeria, Nigerians said, look,
for elections.
Yeah, for election, they elected President Jonathan. I was there.
So doesn't that ultimately...
Fine, he became the president in 2011. Now, among themselves, as I said earlier, there was this agreement. One time, I surrender power. Now, before the 4 years will expire, there are schemings within the same political party to return him to power in 2015. And that is Genesis. See, what played out?
What we're trying to point out is this.
In Abuja,
you started out by saying
yes,
Nigerians should not be docile. So the point then, if I could build or ask further from what you've said about Nigerians, because ultimately, Nigerians decide who governs them.
That's right.
So now if Nigerians sit back and are watching whatever unfold, at the end of the day, they decide. So if Nigerians haven't seen what's going on everywhere, say, well, this is what we do, shouldn't we respect the opinion of Nigerians?
Yeah, we will respect the opinion of Nigeria, but it's also important that who they are presenting is key, because that is what we call internal democracy. I mean, the political parties.
Yeah, but
political party we have.
We're trying to understand that. Look, power resides in Nigerians.
In Nigerians, I agree with you.
If ultimately Nigerians come up and say,
if you have two bad men, let me just tell you this: if you have two bad men as probably the presidential candidate of the political parties, you have a problem. This person is a bad person, is not a good candidate. This person, and there are only two candidates. You have a right to choose. What would you do as a citizen? Because the constitution does not allow independent candidacy. So it's important that we follow also what goes on in this political party, that we present those presidential material. It's very, very key. And that's why we're saying, advising them, why don't you do the right thing? There are what you call your own constitution. There are rules in your decision. Why don't you even obey your rules? Because if you don't obey your rules in your own political party, how can you now even govern Nigeria?
Yeah, but
it's very, very key to us.
What I'm saying is this, all right? If Nigerians are sitting back and watching all of those, if Nigerians think that, well, certain parties have not obeyed their rules, at the end of the day, it's up to Nigerians to decide. So whatever they decide, they will stick with. So that statement that they make with their vote is what we're trying to say is very important here.
I agree with you, but get me right. Who are they presenting? It's very, very key to, because Nigerians will not go outside. You're not politicians,
so if you're breaking your head about who they present,
I should be interested in who governs me. Now that's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying, there are many parties.
Yes.
So if this party is not presenting the right one, I'll wait.
Now, if a political party controls, you are looking at it in a very simple manner. Now, there is a political party that has a very larger spread in this country, claims to be the largest political party in Africa, and that is PDP. Are you following me? I don't know whether that claim is still sustainable, because if you look at the groupings now, 2 states from the North Central, Kwara, I was surprised for Kwara joining the faction. I was also, I wasn't surprised of Niger State. So those 2 states now are no longer with the men.
Show you some clips.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Because when we say these politicians, when they do what they do,
yes,
if we break our heads on the outside, we have to be careful. You say you're surprised. Now let's take a look at some of these meetings, because they're having meetings now.
Okay.
They met later. after that time.
I know that.
And then this is part of that. Now, you see. So
too.
they met, they are talking, they're negotiating. Some of them they went to change, and then they came back for this meeting. So while people that have run with the first impression, they are having meetings and they are trying to sort the whole thing out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that Nigerians must be interested in what is going, because we must not allow these people to deceive us, because it's all about their selfish interest. Okay. But I tell you,
let's listen to what they say in this one.
Are you ready? This evening, Mr. President, the leadership of the party and the PDP governors met today to discuss the incident that occurred during the PDP Special Convention on the 31st of August 2013, whereby some state delegations broke out of the convention ground to announce a faction of the party. The meeting was smooth and encouraging, and the discussions will continue on Tuesday with all the agreed governors in attendance.
A game of interests.
yeah, it's a game of interest, personal interest, no doubt. But I'm saying that Nigerians must be very keen in these things. Both the market women, both traders, both Okada riders must be interested. In 2015, it's make or mar. It is a decisive year. If Nigerians don't get it right in 2015, I might as well say goodbye to this country. It's very, very key to me.
All the political parties in this country, they got one issue or the other.
Yes, they all have one issue.
And they're not brand new politicians.
Well, that is a point. But Nigerians also must be interested. That's what I'm saying. We have a platform under which, now there are so many of them. PDM has come on board and all that.
Do we even know what they are about?
Whatever they stand for. Since you don't have independent candidacy, I'm saying that Nigerians must begin to key in. Let's determine who governs us. It's very key. We have not done that in this nation. And that's why you are seeing bad governance all over the place. Because those who will govern you must be determined by the people.
We mean we've not been voting? Something is wrong with
the vote. Has ever counted? That is very, very key. So the people must determine. Look at what happened in Imo State, you know. In Imo State, where Okorocha came, it was the people's man. They supervised the election itself and ensured there was no rigging. So we are saying that Nigerians must wake up from slumber and then vote. Not only voting, but also ensure that their vote counts. And then when you now vote in the leader, you must follow them up also by setting a parameter for good governance. Nigerians are, you don't leave your leaders, unattended to, unsupervised, and that's what they're doing with us. So Nigerians must also determine the parameter. Say, this is what I want. I want a road to my house. I want good governance. I want education. Human capacity development.
Exactly can they see that through?
Sorry.
How can they see that
You mean
through?
the people?
Yes,
that is why we must begin to mobilize them. Those of us that are enlightened must, in our own word. I'm already, I'm interested. I'm already joining. In order to mobilize my own word and say this is what we should begin to determine what we want as a nation. In my own word, I want good governance. Even there, the road. I live in an estate very close to you people here. My road is so bad. I mean, it has been there for many years, and I've been crying on radio and television. Nobody has come to my rescue. I live in an estate that it belongs to the government, but nothing is happening there. The same thing with the issue of light. I don't have light in my distance. I have paid for meter for how many years now? I have not gotten the meter. So these are issues. We must begin to enlighten Nigerians to demand for all these things.
Oh, okay.
Chamberlain, yes. Why did you look at me?
Chamberlain laughed because there was an advert in the Go ahead and tell me what advert says.
For 48 hours.
For 48 hours, you get which area? I have paid my own for over 3 months. I have not got it.
It's asking the PhD representative on the team.
So these things are not really working out. Honestly, I think the people must be interested. Chamberlain, let me say this: Nigerians must be interested in what goes on in 2015. This is only time God is giving us a golden opportunity for us to effect those changes we require in our local government, at the state level, and at the federal level. If we miss it,
Mr. Chobani, Chairman, NBA Ikeja Branch, thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We're back after this. Please join us again.